In this video, I sit down with a real estate investor who owns a student rental investment property. He had questions. Should he get another one? Should he even invest during the times of a lockdown? Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know what you think about this video. It's the capture.
Yes.
Hi, it's Jas. How you doing?
Hey, not bad. How's it going?
I'm good, my man. How you doing?
Oh, busy. I actually happened to be on vacation this week.
Awesome.
That's why this worked out well. But I've been so busy. I came to Costco here to try to get a flu shot, and it's a headache. But it's just I'm glad you called.
Well, I'm glad I called too, my man.
Yeah. But it's an honor because I've been listening to the podcast. I've been, wanted to set up my goals with you and see what we can do.
Perfect, buddy. What do you find, just on a side note, just so I can kind of keep on doing more of it, what do you find that you like about the podcast and the content?
Well, I mean, the speakers you have are phenomenal, right? Because, I was actually part of Rochester before.
Oh, cool.
Right? Still am, but you have a lot of great speakers on there.
Thank you.
I like the idea now that you're actually going to be setting up goals for people because I think a lot of people are starting to do that now.
Yeah.
Where there's a lot of investors out there, so a lot of people don't know where to start or where they're going to be headed. So, like in my case, I had the rental property already, but I didn't know refinancing was a thing until about a year ago, to be honest with you.
Right, I get it. Not a lot of people did, man. Not a lot of people did. Where do you live? Give me a little bit of background, because this conversation today is going to be more about like what you're trying to accomplish, and then I'll show you if we can even help. Because the truth is, man, we can't help everyone, and
that's understandable.
we'll work through it. So, where do you live right now, man?
So we spoke before a while back, but I'm actually in Brampton, just by the Mayfield and the Gore area.
Oh, not too far from me. I'm at McVean.
Right. McVean, right?
Yeah, and what do you do for a living? Refresh my memory, man.
I'm an IT analyst.
IT analyst, okay.
Yeah, work for Bell.
Awesome.
I've been there for like 19 years now. Next year's going to be 20 years.
Okay.
I've been very...
Congratulations.
Thanks. But it's been very stressful, especially the last 5 months. My workload's been ridiculous working from home.
Okay.
I've just been getting some massive workloads and a lot of stressful nights, but that's why I was kind of grateful for this week off because I needed it.
Yeah, man. And look, I mean, I'm gonna try to show you some ways that I'm not gonna be able to take you away from the grind and the gruel of working and retiring. Like I'm not here to tell you that you're gonna be able to retire in 2 years if you invest in real estate. That's not
what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah, well, I'm just not that person. And real estate, to me, anyways, is a long-term wealth creation vehicle more than anything else. You have an income property. Where is it and what is it?
Well, so it's a student rental I have out by in my old neighborhood in Rochester, Humberwood.
Ah, yes. Now I remember we spoke because that's where I'm from. So I remember that student rental.
Yes, that's right.
Awesome.
You went to Mongrove. I went to West Humber.
Yeah.
So I grew up around Briarwood. I don't know if you know where that is.
I know.
Highway 27.
Yeah. I know Briarwood, man, for sure.
And then we moved to Humberwood, so I was living by Bankview. I don't know if you know where Bankview is.
But which number on Bankview, if you don't mind me asking?
7.
7. Oh, okay, because my buddies, two of my buddies, I don't know if that street is Bankview. If there's another small street, he lived at the corner house. Indian guy with a turban, Pee-wee. Honeyview, that's it.
Yeah.
He lived at the corner there, beautiful lot.
I think the ones with the convertible?
100%, that's them, man.
Oh, wow, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. The boxer.
The boxer, Pardee.
Right?
Yeah, they call him Pee-wee. Yeah.
Right,
What
I see him work out, yeah.
100%, what a small world, man.
Definitely.
Okay, so are you? I take it you're salaried with Bell, and your job is, I know how busy you've been, so I take it your job's quite secure, like during this whole pandemic and everything.
Yeah, you know what? They made a lot of cutbacks, but I'm unionized, so
okay.
I mean, we're the last people are going to touch at the moment.
Yep.
Who knows what's going to happen next year? Because a lot of talks about cutbacks and budgets. It looks pretty sticky next year, but I mean, so far, knock on wood, it's been okay.
What do you have an appetite for, man, in the investing world?
So, as I told you recently, the refinancing thing is new to me.
Yeah.
So, my student rental I have is actually by, where the Tridale buildings are, Humberwood?
Yeah, the two brown ones there.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. So I have a semi right there, right beside it. Wasawanis Drive, Wasawanis Road. I don't know if you know where that is.
No, I don't know exactly. I know the area like the back of my hand. I know. So it's one of those semis in
Okay.
that area. I know exactly.
Yeah,
I don't know that
those
street
went up about 8
specifically.
years ago.
Yep.
There
Okay.
was a little pocket where they built it, and they're
Yep.
building another set right now.
Yep.
Yeah. So I did refinance that earlier this year,
Yeah.
and I was planning to buy another rental property,
Okay.
but then the pandemic started, and I got cold feet. I figured, let me just see how this weathers out. And,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
look. Here's the thing. If you buy a rental property right now on the resale market, you're gonna, in certain areas, you're definitely gonna be able to get a deal. The only thing that you need to be aware of, and if you have the stomach for it, I think you're gonna end up winning at the end, but you're gonna need the stomach for it, is that tenants are not gonna be paying the same rent that they were paying pre-COVID. And so
Right.
it's not that the tenant pool has dried up, it's just that they're paying less. And so
That's
if
right.
you're okay with that, with the interest rates the way that they are now, to get a 5-year fixed mortgage for under 2%, you're gonna win in the long term.
Right,
On the flip
right.
side,
Yes.
another strategy that investors are kind of looking at is bypassing getting a mortgage right now, bypassing needing to rent out a place, and they're investing into a new build. Because
Right. I hear you talk about that all the time with the new builds.
yeah, right. Because
Construction.
that's one of my favorite personal strategies. Only because it gives me a lot of options. I don't have to get a mortgage right now. I can decide how I'm going to close on it. If I'm going to get a joint venture partner, I can flip it if I want to through what's called an assignment. And then most importantly, it just my down payment as an investor of 20% is laid out over a 3-year period.
Right. So you're saying on average about a 3-year wait before closing?
Yeah, before, like, so, and yeah, and you're and if we look back to the last 10-15 years, your agreement price, like today, is a lot lower, to the tune of $85,000 to $100,000, than your delivery price 3 years down the road.
Right.
That's
Okay.
where the magic is.
So you're saying, so on average, like, again, and I'm not familiar with the condos, like, I have a little idea about the condos, and I know condo markets have been changing a lot with
Yeah.
Airbnb rules and,
Yeah.
people not coming to the city as often. But I just want to know, like, with the demand for condos, especially like downtown, I know there's a lot of condos downtown right now.
Yeah.
The market maybe picking up a little more over the next 3 years, because I find that, like, I know we're like in my office, everybody works from home now, so a lot of the office buildings are empty.
Yep.
Like, so that's why I find a lot of people now moving up to 905.
Yeah, listen, look, I think, is that happening? Yes, for sure. But here's what's coming. In 2021, Immigration Canada has already forecasted, as recent as 3 days ago, 400,000 people coming into the GTA next year.
That's great, because I mean that's what we're banking on for the real estate market, right?
100%, especially in the GTA. That's exactly what we need.
Yes.
That's exactly what we need. And so, in the next 3 years, it's 1.2 million people. Guess what's going to happen to all the values? Guess what's going to happen to all the values? They're just going to start to shoot back up again from a rental perspective, because what's also happened in this time period is that builders, because of the lockdown and cities like offices closing and stuff, they haven't been able to keep up with construction. Now, I mean, the buildings are being built as we speak now, but there was a time where it stopped, and there's always delays. And so I'm going to be sitting down with Sean Hildebrand, who's the president of Urban Nation. I already had a conversation with him through my brokerage a couple of weeks ago, but I'm going to be doing a podcast episode with him, I think I'm recording it next week. So it'll be coming out very, very soon, where this is a third-party real estate statistical firm. In fact, the biggest one in the country. It's third-party, not backed by the Toronto Real Estate Board or anything like that. So it's not a biased opinion. Where him and his firm, who have been around for now 12 to 15 years and have been really like close to their forecasts. Okay, not 100% bang on, but very, very close. They're forecasting a massive shortage once we open up again.
Yeah.
Right? Look, downtown Toronto, or as I like to call it, downtown Canada, is always going to be in high demand. Why? Because that's where jobs are. Yeah, I get like right now we're living through a place like, like we're living through a time right now where people are not working from offices, so on and so forth. But someone like Jeff Bezos just spent $1.2 billion, okay, on new office space. Why? Because the large organizations, everyone who's downtown, the banks, Bay Street, law firms, they all know that productivity has gone down.
Right.
The culture is not the same in workplaces. You can't do it through digitally. You can, like, we did well, but it's definitely like, even for myself, I have close to 40 real estate agents and 11 support staff. Like, we scratched and clawed our way through it, and we're still in the process of it. But damn, the productivity is just not the same.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And so,
I mean, I know my office, we've been a lot more productive. There's a lot more work. But,
yeah.
I mean, I know there's a lot of businesses out there that are less productive these days.
100%. So
yeah.
Here's kind of my overall take on it. If you can invest into something today that's going to be priced lower than what it's going to be worth 3 years from now, and stretch out your down payment, you're getting into the market and you don't have to worry about renting out to tenants right now.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I'm a big fan of new builds because that house in West Alliance was a new build when I bought it.
Well, exactly. So you know the advantage of it.
Yeah, and the value now has been a lot more than before. So, I mean, I agree with you there. Right? What kind of new builds do you have at the moment? Is it just all condos or?
Yeah, well, look, I would only go down the condo route. And I'll tell you why. You know why? Because if you go home, most homes, especially in the detached market, semi-detached and townhomes, the rental income is not going to cover your expenses.
Right.
Because why? Because they churn over more quicker than a condo, like a 14, 11, 8, 22-story building is going to take 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
Right? And so where a condo, because we get to buy time, rental values are going to increase. We need that to happen. How's that going to happen? With more people coming in, just basic supply and demand. Exactly what we were talking about a second ago.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, I would go condos. You're also dealing with a lower purchase price.
Yeah.
So your investment's going to be a little bit less. And your rental income is going to cover your expenses. I'm very confident, so much so that I'm going to rent it out for you for 2 years and help you manage it for 2 years at no cost.
Wow. So you find the tenants, you rent it out for 2 years.
Fully turnkey investment. I've been doing it for the last 15 years, man.
Yeah. No, I heard you mention that, and it's just like unbelievable because 3 years for it to be built, and then after that 2 years you're gonna have it rented out.
So it's a 5-year passive investment.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, and here's the thing, you're gonna, whatever you buy, like the 2-3 projects that I'm gonna be able to send to you, you can choose from. Your like I mentioned, your agreement price is gonna be a lot less than your delivery price and this is just facts of the last 1,500 units that I've done for clients, a difference of anywhere from $75,000 to $100,000. Here's the magic. You're gonna close on it in 3 years. A week later, you're gonna go to the bank, refinance it through a home equity line of credit, and now you're gonna own a condo in Toronto or the GTA with none of your own money.
Wow. That's the thing too, like with the refinance, like I did it for the first time this year.
Yeah.
And I found there was a lot of red tape involved.
100%. Yeah. But did you do it did you go to the bank or did you work with a mortgage broker?
I went through the bank at first,
Yeah.
My home branch, I've been dealing with them for years. Primo on Rexdale, Kipling.
Oh yeah.
Since I was a kid, I've been going there. They know me well, but the staff's changed over the years, and it just seemed harder this year to refinance and get the amount that I wanted. I ended up going to a mortgage broker who ended up getting me some more money.
Good job.
See?
I always advise working with an independent mortgage broker, man.
Yeah, oh, for sure, for sure. Which is why now I'm with CIBC for my mortgage, and because I wasn't sure what was happening during COVID, I have some of the HELOC I took and I invested into a private lending.
Yeah.
So that's good until for another six more months. I have on that, and then by then I'll see if I get back the money and then maybe invest in a property.
So what capital do you have right now to invest? Non-registered.
Sorry.
What capital do you have right now to invest non-registered funds, like not RSPs?
Oh no RSPs, just HELOC 200,000.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you understand that you only get paid interest, you only pay interest on the money that you use.
Yes, that's right.
So why don't we consider, because some of the investments that I have, it's like 5% down now, 5% down in a year from now.
Okay.
So if we look at a purchase price at $500,000, you're talking about $25,000 today, and then no installment until next year, exactly November 2021.
Okay.
All
Because,
what?
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm also looking for my sister because I'm trying to get her into the market as well.
Yeah.
And I think this would be a good opportunity for her to get in.
So are you guys looking at doing something together?
No, it's separate.
Okay, so why don't do you want to give me her email address?
You know, yeah, you know what? You can send it to me and I can just forward it to her because I'll talk to her about it as well because my parents and myself, we've been pushing her to get into the market. And
Yeah.
this would be a good way to do it.
Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna have my director of sales and marketing. Her name is Laura Stewart. She's gonna send you an email.
Okay.
It's a specific project where that deposit structure is 5% now, 5% in a year from now.
Okay.
Okay, it's in the East End, but it's in an area where it's a 3-minute drive to the subway, a 2-minute drive to Go Transit, at 401 in Kennedy.
401 Kennedy, okay.
Okay,
I know the area.
Okay, they're 1-bedroom condos. Don't let the size concern you. They're like 480 square feet,
Okay.
but they're 1 bedroom. In 15 years, I've never had a tenant ask me, what's the square footage of the unit? They ask, is it a 1 bedroom or is it 2 bedrooms? How many washrooms? And so we also get a free locker, which is always good with that kind of size. It just gives people space.
So that includes a locker as well?
That includes a locker.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that email, Laura's also going to send you a podcast episode her and I did, which is the A to Z masterclass on investing in pre-construction condos.
Okay.
I want you to send that to your sister. I think you said your sister.
Yes.
Okay. I want you to send that to her because,
Okay.
and you listen to it as well, so you get the understanding of how you make money here.
Definitely. Sounds good.
Okay? And then just reply back to Laura if you have any questions. But I'm also going to have one of my team members. His name is Cheyenne. He's my pre-construction condo expert. Is it okay if he follows up with you within, say, 24 hours? Because I only got and do never hear me, Ryan, as rushing, man. It's not my style. But I need to make sure that there's time. There is some sensitivity in terms of time.
Okay. Yep, no problem.
It's
Just quick question too. You get a parking spot with that as well?
No. Parking spot I think is about 50,000. I don't want you to buy it because you don't need it in that area because the subway and the Go Transit. And the 50,000 that you spend on financing, the rental income's not going to cover your expense there.
Right. Okay. No problem.
So I just saved you 50 grand. Scotch is like generally my favorite drink.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
We're
neighbors.
Hey, we're neighbors. We can have that anytime.
Anytime. Let me know. No.
So yeah, take a look at it, and then Cheyenne or myself will be calling you, say within about 24 hours, because then we want to answer any questions, because then we can walk you through the next steps.
So it's a price list they're gonna send me, right?
Price list, floor plans, brochure, performa. You have everything in there that you need.
Sounds good.
There's a reservation form. You can let us know whose name everything is going under. But this, I think, is the best one for you, brother, because you're gonna have the ability to buy something today, not get the mortgage. There's a formality, but we'll take care of that. That doesn't cost you anything.
Right.
And not have to worry about renting, especially when you're so busy at work. Let the real estate do its thing in the back end for you. You're gonna blink, it's gonna be 5 years, it's gonna be worth $120,000 more approximately than it's worth now. We're gonna pull out the money, you're gonna own a condo with none of your own money. But you gotta take the leap of faith, which you have before, so you're not a stranger to this.
Yeah, I mean, I did it on my own before, but I mean, listen to your podcasts. I mean, definitely, there's a lot I have to learn.
Awesome. Well, look, I will not let you down. Let me walk you through this.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
Look for that email. Cheyenne will be calling you around, call it around this time tomorrow, if that's okay.
That's great. I'm off this week, so I'm good for tomorrow.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate your time, brother.
All right. Thanks for calling, Jess.
Take care. Bye.